Hello everyone, and welcome to the lecture on project planning, integration, and scope management. Let's dive into our learning objectives for today's lecture on project planning, integration, and scope management. This slide outlines what we'll achieve, giving you a clear roadmap to master these essential project management skills. First, we'll describe why planning is critical to guide project execution. Planning isn't just paperwork, it's the blueprint that ensures teams stay aligned and deliver results. Without it, projects can spiral into chaos, wasting time and resources. We'll explore how good plans set the stage for success. Next, we'll list planning processes and outputs for project integration and scope management. Integration management coordinates all project aspects, producing a project management plan. Scope management includes defining requirements, creating a scope statement, and developing a work breakdown structure, WBS. These processes create documents that keep projects focused and measurable. We'll also discuss the project integration management planning process, focusing on the project management plan's purpose and contents. This plan integrates all knowledge areas, guiding execution and control. Understanding its role helps you communicate with stakeholders and track progress. Additionally, we'll cover scope management planning, including the scope and requirements management plans. You'll learn how to collect requirements and create a scope statement to define project boundaries. Finally, we'll explore how to develop a WBS and WBS dictionary to break down work into manageable deliverables. These objectives are practical tools for any project, from school assignments to corporate initiatives. For example, in the Just-in-Time Training project, a clear scope statement ensures training courses meet specific needs without unnecessary additions. Think about a project you've done. How could better planning have helped? By the end of this lecture, you'll understand how to create plans that guide execution, coordinate efforts, and control scope. As project managers, these skills will help you lead with confidence. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll discuss why planning is often underappreciated but crucial for project success. Keep your project experiences in mind as we build your skills. We're continuing with our learning objectives, diving deeper into the skills you'll gain in project planning, integration, and scope management. This slide builds on our previous goals, focusing on practical tools to define and control project scope effectively. We'll start by describing project scope management planning processes. These include creating a scope management plan to outline how scope will be defined and controlled, and a requirements management plan to manage stakeholder needs. These plans ensure clarity and prevent scope creep, where projects grow beyond their original intent. Next, we'll explain the purpose and contents of a scope management plan and requirements management plan. The scope management plan details processes for defining deliverables and handling changes, while the requirements management plan ensures stakeholder needs are met. These documents are critical for aligning teams and stakeholders. We'll also discuss methods to collect project requirements, such as surveys, interviews, or workshops. For example, in the Just-in-Time Training project, a survey identifies training needs, ensuring courses meet employee expectations. You'll learn how to gather accurate, actionable requirements to drive project success. Another objective is creating a scope statement to define project scope. This document outlines deliverables, acceptance criteria, and exclusions, setting clear boundaries. We'll explore how a well-crafted scope statement prevents misunderstandings and keeps projects focused. Finally, we'll cover developing a work breakdown structure, WBS and WBS dictionary. The WBS breaks the project into deliverables, while the dictionary provides detailed descriptions, ensuring all work is accounted for. These tools are essential for planning schedules, costs, and resources. These objectives equip you to manage scope effectively, a common challenge in projects. Think about a group project. Did unclear scope cause confusion? By mastering these processes, you'll lead projects with precision. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll explore why planning is critical yet often neglected, setting the stage for effective execution. This slide emphasizes that planning, though often underappreciated, is the cornerstone of successful project management. Let's dive into why it matters and how it drives results. Planning is one of the most challenging yet vital processes in project management. Many people rush to start work, skipping thorough planning, but theory and practice show that good planning is essential for good execution. A well-crafted plan acts like a roadmap, aligning teams, clarifying goals, and anticipating challenges. Without it, projects risk delays, cost overruns, or failure to meet objectives. The main purpose of planning is to guide project execution. Plans must be realistic and useful, tailored to the project's needs. For example, In the Just-in-Time Training Project, a detailed plan ensures training courses are developed on time and within budget. Unrealistic plans, like overly ambitious timelines, set teams up for failure, while practical plans provide a clear path forward. Consider the consequences of poor planning. If a team starts without a clear scope, they might waste resources on unnecessary tasks. Planning prevents this by defining what's included and what's not, ensuring focus. It also facilitates communication among stakeholders, from team members to sponsors, keeping everyone aligned. However, planning alone isn't enough. It must be followed. Too often, teams create plans but fail to track them, undermining their value. A plan is a living document, guiding decisions and adjustments throughout the project. For instance, regular reviews ensure the Just-in-Time Training Project stays on track, adapting to new requirements or issues. Reflect on your own experiences. Have you seen projects falter due to poor planning? As project managers, your role is to champion planning, ensuring it's thorough and actionable. This sets the stage for integration and scope management, which we'll explore next. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll discuss a real-world example of planning gone wrong and why it matters. Keep thinking about how planning can transform your projects. Let's take a moment to learn from a real-world planning pitfall. This slide highlights a common issue. Plans are created but not followed, undermining project success. Understanding this mistake will help you avoid it in your own projects. Top managers often require a project plan, but then fail to track whether it's followed. This sends a message that planning isn't important, eroding team commitment. For example, a project manager promised to meet with team leaders within 2 months to review their plans. 2 months later, over half the leaders hadn't been met. If the project manager doesn't follow their own plan, why should team members feel obligated to follow theirs? This scenario illustrates a critical point. Plans are only effective if used. A plan is a roadmap, guiding execution, monitoring, and control. Ignoring it leads to misalignment, missed deadlines, or scope creep. In the Just-in-Time Training Project, if the project manager doesn't review the plan, training courses might miss key requirements, wasting resources. Why does this happen? Planning is often seen as a formality, not a priority. Managers may prioritize action over oversight, or teams may lack discipline to track progress. This undermines the plan's role as a baseline for measuring performance. For instance, if a team deviates from the plan without review, they risk delivering the wrong outcomes. As project managers, you must ensure plans are living documents. Regular reviews, like weekly status meetings, keep teams accountable. Tools like project management software can track progress in real time, as we'll see in integration management. By modeling commitment to the plan, you inspire your team to do the same. Think about the project you've worked on. Were plans followed, or did they gather dust? This lesson emphasizes the need for discipline in planning and execution. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll outline the planning processes and outputs for integration and scope management, building on the importance of actionable plans. This slide outlines the planning processes and outputs for project integration and scope management, key areas that ensure projects are well coordinated and clearly defined. Let's explore these processes and their role in guiding execution. For project integration management, the main planning process is developing a project management plan. This plan coordinates all knowledge areas, scope, schedule, cost, and more, into a cohesive document. Its output is the project management plan, which serves as the project's roadmap, guiding execution, monitoring, and closure. For the Just-in-Time Training Project, this plan ensures training courses align with organizational goals. Project scope management involves 4 planning processes. First, plan scope management creates a scope management plan and requirements management plan, defining how scope will be managed. Next, collect requirements produces requirements documentation and a requirements traceability matrix, capturing stakeholder needs. Defining scope results in a project scope statement and updates to project documents. Finally, creating a WBS produces a scope baseline, including the WBS and WBS dictionary, detailing all project work. These outputs are critical. The scope management plan prevents scope creep, while requirements documentation ensures stakeholder expectations are met. The project scope statement sets clear boundaries, and the WBS breaks work into manageable deliverables. For example, in the Just-in-Time Training Project, the WBS ensures all training courses are accounted for, from needs assessment to course delivery. Each process builds on the last, creating a framework for clarity and control. By following these steps, you ensure the project stays focused and delivers value. Think about the project you've worked on. Did it have clear processes for defining scope? These tools help avoid common pitfalls like unclear objectives or unplanned work. As project managers, your role is to implement these processes, tailoring them to your project's needs. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll dive into project integration management and the project management plan's role in coordinating efforts. Keep these outputs in mind as we explore practical applications. Let's explore project integration management, a critical process for coordinating all aspects of a project. This slide focuses on its role in planning and the key output, the project management plan, which ties everything together. Project integration management involves unifying all project management knowledge areas, scope, schedule, cost, quality, and more, throughout the project's lifespan. It ensures these elements work in harmony, like an orchestra conductor aligning musicians. During planning, integration management synthesizes inputs from other areas to create a cohesive strategy for execution, monitoring, and closure. The main output is the project management plan, a comprehensive document that integrates all planning efforts. For the just-in-time training project, this plan coordinates training course development, from defining scope to managing resources. It includes subsidiary plans, like the scope or schedule management plan, and provides a baseline for tracking progress. A baseline is a documented starting point, allowing you to measure performance and control changes. The project management plan facilitates communication among stakeholders, team members, sponsors, and clients, ensuring everyone understands the project's direction. It also guides decision-making, like adjusting resources if a task falls behind. For example, if the training project faces delays, the plan helps decide whether to extend deadlines or add staff. Creating this plan requires collaboration with stakeholders to ensure it's realistic and tailored. It's not a one-size-fits-all document. A small project might need a simple plan, while a large one requires detailed coordination. Think about the project you've worked on. Did it have a central plan guiding efforts? A strong plan prevents misalignment and keeps the project on track. As project managers, your role is to develop and maintain this plan, ensuring it reflects the project's needs. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll examine the project management plan's attributes and contents, building on its role in integration. Keep thinking about how coordination drives project success. This slide explains their purpose, contents, and role in guiding project execution, monitoring, and closure. A project management plan is a document that integrates all planning documents, like scope, schedule, and cost plans, into a unified strategy. Its primary purpose is to guide the project's execution, ensuring teams stay aligned and deliver results. It also supports monitoring and control, tracking progress against a baseline, and facilitates closure by defining success criteria. For the just-in-time training project, the plan ensures training courses meet stakeholder needs on time and within budget. The plan includes subsidiary plans from other knowledge areas, providing detailed guidance. For example, the scope management plan defines deliverables, while the cost management plan outlines budgets. These plans create a comprehensive framework, making the project management plan a central hub for coordination. It communicates expectations to stakeholders, from team members to sponsors, fostering clarity. A key feature is its baseline function. Baselines for scope, schedule, and cost allow you to measure performance. If the training project exceeds its budget, the plan helps identify deviations and adjust. This ensures control and accountability, preventing issues like scope creep or delays. The plan's dynamic nature is crucial. It must be flexible, adapting to changes in the project environment, like new stakeholder requirements. For small projects, a simple plan with a charter and Gantt chart may suffice, while large projects need detailed documentation. Tailoring is key. Each project's plan should fit its unique needs. Think about a project you've worked on. Did it have a clear, adaptable plan? A strong project management plan drives success by aligning efforts and providing a reference point. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll compare project management plans and project documents, exploring their distinct roles. Keep these principles in mind as you plan your projects. This slide compares project management plans and project documents, clarifying their roles in project integration. Understanding their differences ensures you use these tools effectively to guide your projects. The project management plan is the overarching document that integrates all planning efforts. It includes subsidiary plans like the scope, schedule, and cost management plans, as well as baselines for scope, schedule, and cost. It also describes the project lifecycle and development approach, providing a strategic roadmap. For the just-in-time training project, the plan coordinates training course development, ensuring alignment across all areas. Project documents, by contrast, are detailed records supporting the plan's execution. These include the activity list, requirements documentation, risk register, and stakeholder register, among others. For example, the requirements traceability matrix tracks training needs, while the project schedule details task timelines. These documents provide granular data, updated regularly to reflect project progress. The project management plan is more static, serving as a baseline for control, while project documents are dynamic, capturing real-time information. For instance, if a new training requirement emerges, the requirements documentation is updated, and the project management plan may be revised if the change impacts scope or cost. This interplay ensures flexibility and accuracy. The plan facilitates communication with stakeholders, offering a high-level view, while documents provide specifics for team tasks. In the training project, the plan communicates the overall strategy to sponsors, while the WBS and activity list guide team members' daily work. Together, they create a cohesive framework for execution and monitoring. Think about a project you've managed. Did you distinguish between strategic plans and detailed documents? As project managers, your role is to maintain both, ensuring they align and support project goals. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll explore the attributes of project management plans and how to tailor them effectively. Let's examine the attributes of project management plans, focusing on their flexibility and customization. This slide highlights how these plans adapt to project needs, ensuring effective integration and execution. Project management plans must be dynamic, flexible, and receptive to change. Projects evolve. New requirements, risks, or constraints may arise. The plan should accommodate these shifts while maintaining its role as a baseline. For example, in the just-in-time training project, if a new training course is added, the plan is updated to reflect changes in scope or budget, keeping it relevant. Flexibility doesn't mean chaos. Changes are managed through formal processes, like the change approval process we'll discuss later. This ensures adjustments are deliberate and aligned with project goals. A dynamic plan balances stability with adaptability, guiding execution without being rigid. Each project is unique, so plans must be tailored. A small project, like a 2-month team assignment, might need only a project charter, scope statement, and Gantt chart. A large project, like a 3-year corporate initiative, requires a detailed plan with subsidiary plans for each knowledge area. For the training project, a detailed plan coordinates multiple courses and stakeholders, ensuring clarity. Tailoring involves assessing the project's size, complexity, and stakeholder needs. A one-size-fits-all approach fails. Over-planning wastes resources, while under-planning risks confusion. For instance, a simple project might skip a formal risk management plan, but a complex one needs it to mitigate uncertainties. Think about a project you've worked on. Was the plan tailored to its needs, or did it feel generic? As project managers, your role is to customize plans, ensuring they're practical and effective. This attribute drives successful integration, aligning all project elements. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll explore the common elements of project management plans, diving into their structure and content. Keep thinking about how flexibility and tailoring enhance your project planning skills. We're now exploring the common elements of project management plans, which form their core structure. This slide outlines the key components that ensure these plans effectively guide project integration and execution. First, the plan includes an introduction or overview of the project, setting the context. This section summarizes the project's purpose, objectives, and key deliverables. For the just-in-time training project, the overview might describe the goal of developing training courses to enhance employee skills, providing a clear starting point. Project organization is another element, detailing the team structure and roles. This includes the project manager, team members, and stakeholders, ensuring everyone knows their responsibilities. For example, the training project might assign a course developer and a survey coordinator, clarifying who drives each task. Management and technical processes outline how the project will be executed. This includes the project lifecycle, initiation, planning, execution, closure, and the development approach, like Agile or Waterfall. For the training project, this might specify using enterprise project management software to track progress, ensuring consistency. The work to be performed, or scope, defines the project's deliverables. This draws from the scope statement, detailing what's included and excluded. For instance, the training project includes supplier management courses but excludes Six Sigma training, preventing scope creep. Schedule information provides timelines for key milestones and deliverables. A Gantt chart or milestone list might be referenced, ensuring the project stays on track. Budget information outlines costs, linking to the cost management plan. For the training project, this ensures courses are developed within financial constraints. Finally, references to other planning documents, like the WBS or Risk Management Plan, connect the plan to detailed resources. This creates a cohesive framework, guiding stakeholders through the project's lifecycle. Think about the project plan you've seen. Did it include these elements? As project managers, your role is to ensure these components are clear and tailored. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll review a sample project management plan for the just-in-time training project. This slide presents a partial sample project management plan for the just-in-time training project, illustrating how integration management comes to life. Let's explore its key processes and how they guide execution. The management review process involves the project steering committee meeting monthly to provide input and review progress. This ensures stakeholder alignment and timely decision-making. For example, the committee might approve new course requirements, keeping the project on track. This process fosters accountability and engagement. The progress measurement process tracks project performance against goals. The committee reviews progress during meetings, using reports from enterprise project management software. Post-project, success is measured by goals like reducing training costs by $100 per employee annually and positive survey feedback. This ties to our baseline concept, ensuring measurable outcomes. The change approval process, detailed in an attachment, follows corporate standards. It ensures changes, like adding a new course, are evaluated for impact on scope, cost, or schedule. This prevents scope creep and maintains control, a key integration management function. The supplier management process, also in an attachment, coordinates external partners, ensuring quality and timeliness. Technical processes include using enterprise software to track tasks, costs, and risks, updated weekly for real-time data. Supplier evaluation follows corporate purchasing procedures, ensuring seamless collaboration. The productivity improvement process, developed with finance and quality teams, measures training impact, ensuring long-term value. The sample plan demonstrates integration by coordinating scope, resources, and performance metrics. It's tailored to the project's needs, balancing stakeholder input with technical requirements. For instance, the progress measurement process aligns with the project's goal of cost-effective training, guiding execution and evaluation. Think about the project plan you've encountered. Did it integrate processes effectively? As project managers, your role is to create plans that coordinate efforts and adapt to needs. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll introduce project scope management and its planning tasks. Building on this practical example, let's shift to project scope management, a critical process for defining and controlling what's included in a project. This slide outlines its planning tasks and key documents, ensuring projects stay focused and deliver value. Project scope management involves defining and controlling the work required, preventing scope creep, where projects grow uncontrollably. The main planning tasks are planning scope management, collecting requirements, defining scope, and creating a work breakdown structure, WBS. Each task produces essential outputs that guide execution. Planning scope management creates a scope management plan and requirements management plan, outlining how scope will be defined and controlled. Collecting requirements involves gathering stakeholder needs, producing requirements documentation and a traceability matrix. Defining scope results in a project scope statement, setting clear boundaries. Creating a WBS produces a scope baseline, including the WBS and WBS dictionary, detailing all deliverables. These documents are vital. The scope management plan ensures consistent scope control, while requirements documentation captures needs, like specific training courses for the just-in-time training project. The scope statement defines deliverables, such as executive-level courses, and exclusions, like Six Sigma training. The WBS breaks work into manageable pieces, ensuring nothing is missed. Scope management is crucial because unclear scope leads to wasted resources or unmet expectations. For example, if the training project includes unplanned courses, it could exceed budget. A strong scope management process aligns teams and stakeholders, providing the baseline for performance measurement. Think about the project you've worked on. Did it suffer from scope creep? As project managers, your role is to define and protect scope, ensuring focus. These tasks lay the groundwork for successful execution, which we'll explore further. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll discuss planning scope management in detail, focusing on its processes and outputs. Keep these concepts in mind as you plan your projects. We're diving into planning scope management. The first step in ensuring a project scope is clear and controlled. This slide explains its purpose and processes, setting the stage for effective scope management. The purpose of planning scope management is to determine how the project scope will be defined, validated, and controlled. Validation means stakeholders formally accept deliverables, like approving training courses in the just-in-time training project. Control involves managing changes to prevent scope creep. This process creates a scope management plan and requirements management plan, guiding all scope-related activities. Key processes in the scope management plan include preparing a detailed project scope statement, which defines deliverables and acceptance criteria. Creating and maintaining the WBS ensures all work is accounted for. Obtaining acceptance of deliverables involves stakeholder sign-off, ensuring alignment. Controlling change requests ensures only approved changes are implemented, maintaining project focus. These processes require collaboration with stakeholders and experts. For example, the training project team might meet with HR and IT to define course requirements, ensuring the scope management plan reflects their needs. These meetings clarify expectations and prevent misunderstandings, like assuming unneeded courses are included. The scope management plan is a roadmap for scope tasks, ensuring consistency and clarity. The requirements management plan details how needs are gathered and tracked, linking to stakeholder expectations. Together, they prevent issues like delivering a product that doesn't meet user needs. Think about a project you've worked on. Did it have a clear process for managing scope? A strong plan prevents wasted effort and aligns teams. As project managers, your role is to create these plans, ensuring they're practical and stakeholder-driven. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll explore collecting requirements, a critical step in defining what the project must deliver. Keep thinking about how clear scope planning drives project success. Let's explore collecting requirements, a key process in project scope management. This slide explains how to gather stakeholder needs, ensuring the project delivers what's expected, using the just-in-time training project as an example. The PMBOK registered mark guide defines a requirement as a condition or capability needed to satisfy a business need. For the training project, requirements might include specific course topics or delivery methods. Collecting requirements involves engaging stakeholders to identify these needs, producing requirements documentation and a requirements traceability matrix. A requirements management plan guides this process, describing how requirements are analyzed, documented, and managed. It outlines methods like surveys, interviews, or workshops. For instance, the training project uses a survey to identify employee training needs, ensuring courses meet expectations. The plan also prioritizes requirements, mandatory, desirable, or nice to have, and tracks changes to maintain control. Outputs include requirements documentation, which ranges from simple checklists to detailed reports with diagrams. The requirements traceability matrix links each requirement to its source and status, ensuring all are addressed. For example, a requirement for executive-level courses is tracked from survey results to course delivery, ensuring accountability. Effective requirement collection prevents misunderstandings. In the training project, clear requirements ensure courses align with corporate goals, avoiding wasted effort on irrelevant content. Tools like IBM's Rational Doors, which reduce testing costs by 69% for emerging health, show the value of structured requirement management. Think about a project you've worked on. Were requirements clear, or did assumptions cause issues? As project managers, your role is to engage stakeholders, document needs, and track them systematically. This ensures the project delivers value and meets expectations. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll discuss the requirements management plan in detail, exploring its role in managing stakeholder needs. Keep these principles in mind as you define your project requirements. This slide presents a partial sample requirements management plan for the just-in-time training project, illustrating how to manage stakeholder needs. Let's explore its components and their role in scope management. The requirements management plan outlines how requirements are planned, tracked, and reported. For the training project, it uses inputs from the project charter, business case, and corporate standards. A survey gathers employee training needs, ensuring requirements reflect real demands. Requirements are documented in relevant places, like course descriptions for prerequisites or the scope statement for class sizes, ensuring clarity. Tracking and reporting are integrated into regular processes, like weekly status reports and monthly review meetings. Each requirement is assigned to a responsible person, ensuring accountability. For example, the survey coordinator tracks responses, reporting progress to stakeholders, keeping the project aligned with needs. Configuration management ensures requirements changes are controlled. New requirements, like additional course topics, are analyzed by stakeholders, authorized by the project manager, and approved by the committee if significant. This prevents scope creep, maintaining focus. For instance, a suggestion to add Six Sigma training would be evaluated before inclusion. Prioritizing requirements is another key feature. Requirements are labeled as mandatory, desirable, or nice to have, focusing efforts on critical needs. For the training course, content is mandatory, while flexible delivery methods are desirable, guiding resource allocation. This prioritization ensures the project delivers maximum value. The plan also addresses product metrics and requirement tracking, linking to the requirements traceability matrix. This ensures all requirements are met, from survey questions to course evaluations, enhancing accountability. The sample plan shows the importance of managing requirements systematically. It aligns with the just-in-time training project's goal of delivering targeted training, preventing wasted effort. Think about a project you've worked on. How were requirements managed? As project managers, your role is to create and follow such plans, ensuring stakeholder needs drive success. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll explore what goes right when requirements are well managed, using a real-world example. Keep these practices in mind. Let's highlight a success story in requirements management, showing what goes right. This slide showcases how Emerging Health used IBM's Rational Doors to streamline requirements, illustrating the power of structured processes and scope management. Emerging Health, a healthcare company, adopted Rational Doors to manage project requirements effectively. The results were transformative. A 69% reduction in test preparation, testing, and rework costs in by software development process, and a 25% reduction in time to customize their clinical looking glass application for clients. These gains came from clear, traceable requirements, ensuring deliverables met needs without rework. Why did this work? Rational Doors allowed systematic tracking and prioritization, linking requirements to deliverables. For example, client-specific features were documented and validated, reducing errors. This aligns with the just-in-time training project's use of a requirements traceability matrix to track training needs, ensuring courses meet employee expectations. Clear requirements prevent scope creep and align teams. The impact went beyond efficiency. Faster delivery enhanced Emerging Health's reputation, boosting customer confidence in a competitive healthcare market. As project leader McCroskey noted, time to market is critical in our industry. Delivering faster enhances our success. This underscores the value of requirements management in competitive environments. The success story shows that structured tools and processes save time and resources while delivering value. In the training project, a similar approach ensures courses are developed efficiently, meeting stakeholder needs. The lesson is clear. Invest in requirements management to avoid costly mistakes and achieve results. Think about the project you've worked on. Could better requirement tracking have saved time? As project managers, your role is to use tools like traceability matrices to ensure clarity and accountability. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll explore the outputs of collecting requirements. Building on this success, TS Welcome, class. This slide focuses on the outputs of collecting requirements, a critical step in project scope management. These documents ensure stakeholder needs are captured and addressed, driving project success. The primary output is requirements documentation, which can range from a single-page checklist to detailed reports with diagrams and images. For the just-in-time training project, this includes training needs, like course topics and delivery methods, gathered through surveys. The documentation ensures all requirements are clear, guiding course development and preventing misunderstandings. The second output is the Requirements Traceability Matrix, RTM, a table that lists each requirement, its attributes, source, and status. For example, a requirement for executive-level courses might be traced to steering committee input, marked as complete once developed. The RTM ensures no requirement is overlooked, linking needs to deliverables and maintaining accountability. These outputs are essential for scope control. Requirements documentation provides a reference for stakeholders, ensuring alignment on what's expected. The RTM tracks progress, verifying that each requirement is met. In the training project, The RTM ensures all survey needs, like course evaluations, are addressed, preventing gaps in delivery. Effective outputs prevent scope creep and rework. For instance, clear documentation avoids adding unplanned courses, while the RTM ensures mandatory requirements are prioritized. These tools align with the success of emerging health, where structured requirements reduce testing costs by 69%. Creating these outputs involves stakeholder collaboration, using surveys or workshops to gather needs, and regular updates to reflect changes. As project managers, your role is to ensure these documents are thorough and accessible, fostering trust and clarity. Think about a project you've worked on. Were requirements well documented? These outputs are your foundation for defining scope. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll explore a sample requirements traceability matrix, illustrating how to track needs effectively. This slide presents a sample requirements traceability matrix, RTM, for the just-in-time training project, a key tool in scope management. Let's explore its structure and role in ensuring all requirements are met. The RTM is a table that tracks each requirement, its attributes, and status. For example, requirement R26, survey questions, is categorized as a survey, sourced from steering committee minutes, and marked as complete after approval. Requirement R31, course evaluations, is categorized as an assessment, tied to corporate training standards, and is in process as evaluations are pending. This clarity ensures no requirement is overlooked. The RTM's purpose is to link requirements to their sources, like stakeholder input or project documents, and deliverables, ensuring accountability. For the training project, it tracks needs from surveys to course delivery, verifying that each requirement is addressed. This prevents gaps, like missing a mandatory course feature, and supports validation by stakeholders. Creating an RTM involves listing all requirements, identifying their origins, and updating status regularly. For instance, as course evaluations are developed, the RTM reflects progress, keeping stakeholders informed. This aligns with the requirements management plan's tracking process, ensuring integration with project reporting. The RTM is vital for scope control, preventing scope creep by ensuring only approved requirements are implemented. It also supports quality by verifying deliverables meet standards, as seen in the training project's focus on corporate policies. This mirrors emerging health success with traceable requirements, reducing customization time by 25%. Think about a project you've worked on. Would an RTM have clarified requirements? As project managers, your role is to maintain this tool, ensuring transparency and alignment. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll discuss defining scope and creating a project scope statement. Building on this foundation, let's explore defining scope, a critical step in project scope management. This slide explains why a clear scope is essential and how a project scope statement ensures project success. Good scope definition is crucial because it improves the accuracy of time, cost, and resource estimates. Without it, projects risk overrunning budgets or missing deadlines. It also defines a baseline for performance measurement and control, ensuring teams stay on track. For the just-in-time training project, a clear scope ensures only planned training courses are developed, avoiding unnecessary work. A project scope statement describes product characteristics, requirements, user acceptance criteria, and deliverables. It also specifies project exclusions, work not included, to prevent scope creep. For example, the training project scope statement includes executive and introductory courses but excludes Six Sigma training, setting clear boundaries. The scope statement aids in communicating work responsibilities. By detailing deliverables, like course materials or needs assessments, it ensures team members know their roles. For instance, the training project assigns survey tasks to the HR team, clarifying expectations. This alignment prevents confusion and fosters accountability. Creating a scope statement involves collaboration with stakeholders to define needs and validate deliverables. It's a living document, updated as new information emerges, labeled as version 1.0, 2.0, etc. Regular updates prevent scope creep, ensuring the project remains focused. In the training project, stakeholder input ensures courses meet employee needs without unplanned additions. Think about a project you've worked on. Did a clear scope prevent issues, or did ambiguity cause problems? As project managers, your role is to craft and maintain a scope statement that guides the team and satisfies stakeholders. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll review a sample scope statement for the just-in-time training project, bringing these concepts to life. Keep scope clarity in mind as you plan your projects. This slide presents a sample scope statement for the just-in-time training project, illustrating how to define scope clearly. Let's explore its components and their role in scope management. The scope statement, version 1.0, outlines product characteristics and requirements. For the training project, it specifies developing executive, introductory, and advanced courses in supplier management, negotiating skills, project management, and software applications. It details needs, like training 200 employees annually, and delivery methods, such as instructor-led or web-based, based on employee preferences. This ensures courses meet specific needs. User acceptance criteria define success. The courses must be available within 1 year, with average evaluations of at least 3.0 on a 5.0 scale. This measurable standard ensures stakeholder satisfaction and validates deliverables, aligning with scope management planning. Project exclusions are critical to prevent scope creep. The statement explicitly excludes Six Sigma training in new facilities, keeping the project focused. This clarity prevents teams from pursuing unplanned work, saving time and resources. Deliverables include project management documents, like the project charter and WBS, and product-related outputs, such as a needs assessment survey, research on existing training, partnership agreements, course materials, and a pilot course. Each deliverable is detailed. For example, the survey produces an 8 to 10-page report and presentation, ensuring clarity. The scope statement guides the just-in-time training project by defining boundaries and expectations. It communicates responsibilities, like HR conducting the survey, and provides a baseline for control. Regular updates, labeled as new versions, keep it current, preventing scope creep. Think about the project you've worked on. Did a clear scope statement help, or did exclusions cause confusion? As project managers, your role is to create precise scope statements, ensuring alignment and focus. Let's move to the next slide, continuing with the scope statements deliverables and their impact. Oh, class, we're continuing with a sample scope statement for the just-in-time training project, focusing on its deliverables. This slide details the project's outputs, reinforcing how a clear scope drives successful execution. The scope statement lists both project management and product-related deliverables. Project management deliverables include the project charter, project management plan, scope statement, and work breakdown structure, WBS. These documents guide planning and control, ensuring the training project stays on track. For example, the WBS breaks down course development into manageable tasks. Product-related deliverables focus on supplier management training. The needs assessment involves a survey to define learning objectives for executive, introductory, and advanced courses, producing a detailed report and presentation. Research on existing training identifies available materials, documented in another report. Partnerships with external training organizations are explored to optimize development. Course development creates materials in various formats, written, video, or web-based, with interactivity to engage learners. A pilot course for the introductory level tests the materials, incorporating feedback into subsequent courses. These deliverables ensure the training meets employee needs and corporate standards, aligning with the scope statement's requirements. This detailed list clarifies what the project will deliver, preventing scope creep. For instance, excluding Six Sigma training ensures focus on supplier management courses. The scope statement's clarity assigns responsibilities, like HR handling the survey, and sets acceptance criteria, like course evaluations, for validation. Regular updates to the scope statement, labeled as new versions, keep it relevant. This dynamic approach aligns with the project management plan's flexibility, ensuring stakeholder needs are met without unplanned work. Think about the project you've worked on. Were deliverables clearly defined? A strong scope statement is your guide to success. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll discuss keeping scope information current and preventing scope creep. Building on this example, keep these deliverables in mind as you define your project scope. Let's explore creating a work breakdown structure, WBS, a vital tool in project scope management. This slide explains how a WBS defines the project's total scope, ensuring all work is accounted for. A WBS is a deliverable-oriented grouping of project work, breaking it into a logical hierarchy of deliverables. It defines the total scope, 100% of the work, not 95% or 102%. For the just-in-time training project, the WBS includes deliverables like needs assessments, course materials, and pilot courses, ensuring nothing is missed. The WBS is presented in two forms: graphical, like an organizational chart, or tabular, as an indented list. The graphical form visually organizes deliverables, while the tabular form lists them hierarchically. Both clarify the project structure, making it easier to plan schedules and costs. Work packages are deliverables at the lowest WBS level, assigned to a single person for management. Each package is detailed enough to estimate cost and duration. For example, the survey administration work package in the training project includes tasks like sending the survey, with clear resource needs and timelines. The WBS is a foundation for project management, guiding planning, resource allocation, and control. It ensures all deliverables are included, preventing scope creep. For the training project, the WBS ensures all course development tasks are planned, from research to delivery. Creating a WBS requires team collaboration to decide how to organize work and how many levels to include. Focus on deliverables, not activities, as activities belong in the schedule. Think about a project you've worked on. Did a clear WBS help organize tasks? As project managers, your role is to develop a comprehensive WBS. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll examine a sample WBS for the just-in-time training project, bringing this concept to life. Keep the WBS's role and scope definition in mind. Let's explore work packages, the building blocks of the work breakdown structure, WBS. This slide explains their role in defining project scope and ensuring manageable deliverables. A work package is a deliverable at the lowest level of the WBS, assigned to a single accountable person. It's defined with enough detail to estimate cost and duration, making it a manageable unit of work. For the just-in-time training project, the survey administration work package involves sending a survey, with clear tasks and resources, as seen in the WBS dictionary. Work packages are part of a control account, a management point where scope, budget, and schedule are integrated and compared to earn value. This allows performance measurement, ensuring the project stays on track. For example, the survey work package's costs and timeline are tracked against its budget, identifying deviations early. The importance of work packages lies in their granularity. By breaking the project into small, specific deliverables, they enable accurate planning and control. In the training project, work packages like course development or pilot course delivery ensure all tasks are accounted for, preventing scope creep. Creating work packages involves team collaboration to define deliverables clearly. They focus on outcomes, not activities. Survey administration, not send survey. This aligns with PMI standards, avoiding confusion with schedules. Each package is detailed in the WBS dictionary, providing clarity on responsibilities and requirements. Think about a project you've worked on, or tasks broken into manageable units. As project managers, your role is to define work packages that support planning and accountability. This ensures the WBS captures 100% of the project scope, driving successful execution. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll discuss the importance of a good WBS, building on the role of work packages. Keep their specificity in mind as you structure your projects. This slide highlights the importance of a good work breakdown structure, WBS, a foundation document in project management. Let's explore why it's critical for planning and execution. A WBS is essential because it defines 100% of the project's deliverables, not 95% or 102%. This completeness ensures all work is planned, preventing gaps or scope creep. For the just-in-time training project, the WBS includes all tasks, from needs assessment to course delivery, ensuring nothing is overlooked. The WBS provides the basis for planning schedules, costs, resources, and changes. By breaking work into deliverables, like survey administration or course materials, it enables accurate estimates. For example, the training project's WBS supports budgeting for course development and scheduling pilot courses, aligning with project goals. It also facilitates management and control. Each work package is tracked against its baseline, using tools like earned value to measure performance. If a task falls behind, the WBS helps identify and address issues. This ensures the project stays on track, delivering value to stakeholders. Depicted graphically or tabularly, the WBS clarifies the project structure. A graphical WBS resembles an organizational chart, while a tabular one lists deliverables hierarchically. Both forms communicate scope clearly, ensuring team alignment. In the training project, The WBS ensures all stakeholders understand the deliverables. A good WBS focuses on deliverables, not activities, adhering to PMI standards. This avoids confusion with schedules, ensuring clarity. Think about the project you've worked on. Did a clear WBS drive success, or did gaps cause issues? As project managers, your role is to create a comprehensive WBS that supports all planning. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll discuss best practices for creating a WBS, reinforcing its importance. Keep the WBS's role as a foundation in mind as you plan your projects. This slide covers best practices for creating a work breakdown structure, WBS, ensuring it effectively defines project scope. Let's explore how to adhere to PMI standards and avoid common pitfalls. A key best practice is focusing on deliverables, not activities, in the WBS. Deliverables are tangible outcomes, like a survey report or course materials, while activities, like conduct survey, belong in the schedule. This distinction, emphasized by PMI, ensures clarity. For the just-in-time training project, the WBS lists deliverables like needs assessment, not tasks like send survey. Why does this matter? Including activities confuses the WBS with the schedule, complicating planning. A deliverable-focused WBS ensures all work is captured as outcomes, supporting accurate cost and time estimates. For example, the training project's WBS defines course development as a deliverable, with tasks detailed in the schedule. Some project management software blurs this line, using WBS deliverables to generate activities, which can cause confusion. As project managers, use judgment to maintain clarity, ensuring the WBS remains a scope-defining tool. If software generates activities, verify they're separate from the WBS structure. Another best practice is team collaboration to define deliverables. Involve stakeholders to ensure the WBS reflects all requirements, like training needs in the just-in-time project. Start with high-level deliverables, refining into work packages, as we'll discuss next. This ensures completeness and buy-in. Avoid common errors, like including specifications or sequential steps. The WBS focuses on what's delivered, not how or when. Think about a project you've worked on. Did the WBS focus on deliverables, or did activities creep in? Adhering to these practices drives effective planning. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll explore how to create a good WBS, building on these best practices. Keep deliverable focus in mind as you structure your projects. Let's discuss how to create a good work breakdown structure, WBS, a challenging but essential task in project scope management. This slide outlines strategies to ensure your WBS is effective and comprehensive. Creating a WBS is difficult because it requires balancing detail and clarity. The project manager and team must collaborate to decide how to organize work and how many levels to include. For the just-in-time training project, the team might group deliverables under initiating, planning, and executing, ensuring all tasks are covered. Focus on getting the top levels right to avoid being overwhelmed by details. Start with major deliverables, like needs assessment or course development, then break them into work packages, like survey administration. This top-down approach ensures a logical hierarchy without excessive granularity. Avoid common mistakes, like confusing deliverables with specifications or sequential steps. The WBS defines what work is delivered, not how or when it's done. For example, the training project's WBS includes course materials as a deliverable, not write materials. Activities belong in the schedule, aligning with PMI standards. Team collaboration is key. Involve stakeholders to ensure the WBS reflects requirements and gains buy-in. For the training project, HR and IT input ensures the survey deliverable meets corporate needs. Regular reviews refine the WBS, keeping it aligned with the scope statement. A good WBS supports planning and control, providing the foundation for schedules, budgets, and changes. It ensures 100% of the project scope is captured, preventing gaps. Think about the project you've worked on. Was the WBS clear, or did it lack structure? As project managers, your role is to craft a WBS that drives clarity. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll discuss the WBS dictionary, adding detail to the WBS. Keep these strategies in mind as you create your project WBS. This slide explores creating a WBS dictionary, a critical document that adds detail to the work breakdown structure. Let's examine its role in ensuring scope clarity and effective project management. A WBS dictionary describes each deliverable in the WBS, providing specifics beyond the structure itself. For the just-in-time training project, it details work packages like survey administration, including responsibilities, costs, and requirements. This ensures deliverables are well understood and manageable. The dictionary's format varies by project needs. It may include the responsible person, estimated cost and duration, resource requirements, quality standards, or contract details if outsourced. For example, the survey administration entry specifies Mike Sundby as a resource and corporate survey software as a requirement, ensuring alignment with project goals. Creating the WBS dictionary involves collaboration with the team and stakeholders to gather details. For the training project, HR and IT provide input on survey logistics, ensuring accuracy. The dictionary is a living document, updated as details are finalized, like cost estimates or responsible persons. The dictionary supports planning and control by clarifying work packages. It enables accurate cost and time estimates, resource allocation, and quality checks. For instance, the training project's dictionary ensures the survey meets corporate standards, preventing errors. It also supports communication, ensuring stakeholders understand deliverables. A good WBS dictionary prevents misunderstandings, like assuming a deliverable includes unplanned tasks. It complements the WBS, ensuring 100% of the scope is defined and trackable. Think about a project you've worked on. Would a WBS dictionary have clarified tasks? As project managers, your role is to create detailed entries that enhance the WBS. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll summarize the chapter, tying together integration and scope management. Keep the dictionary's detail in mind as you define your project scope. We're wrapping up with a summary of our lecture on project integration and scope management. This slide recaps key concepts, ensuring you leave with a clear understanding of planning's role in project success. Project integration management involves developing a project management plan, the central document that coordinates all knowledge areas. Subsidiary plans, like scope or cost management, are integrated into this plan, guiding execution, monitoring, and closure. For the just-in-time training project, the plan ensures training courses align with organizational goals. Scope management includes 4 planning processes: planning scope management, collecting requirements, defining scope, and creating a WBS. These produce critical outputs: scope and requirements management plans, requirements documentation, a scope statement, and a scope baseline with the WBS and WBS dictionary. These tools define and control scope, preventing creep. Approaches to developing a WBS include using templates, analogy, top-down, bottom-up, or mind mapping. The WBS focuses on deliverables, not activities, ensuring clarity. The WBS dictionary adds detail, supporting planning and control. Samples from the training project, like the scope statement and WBS, illustrate these concepts in action. Effective planning guides execution, aligns stakeholders, and delivers value. The just-in-time training project demonstrates how clear scope and integration ensure successful training delivery. Tools like the Requirements Traceability Matrix and enterprise software enhance efficiency, as seen in emerging health success. Think about your own projects. How can these tools improve your planning? As project managers, your role is to create realistic, tailored plans that drive results. This lecture equips you to lead with confidence, ensuring projects stay on track and meet expectations. Thank you for engaging with this lecture. Go apply these principles to your projects, and let's create successful outcomes together. Keep planning at the heart of your project management journey.